Welcome back. So I hope you've been having an interesting time going through these points with us. But now it's gotten to the point where we need to talk about a topic that is very, very important. You know, you've heard the word belly button accountability. So right now we're talking about establishing accountability. So David, establishing accountability in the world of project management.
It is, Phil, it is absolutely key. It's one of the things you see it happen where you don't have engagement, or you have somebody miss a task and it affects your project or a key item, or it affects so many factors that could come into it. Affects the success of your project, even to the point where you may have to hold your sponsor accountable, which is always a tough discussion. But at the end of the day, it's back to that success. So I find accountability is absolutely, be able to manage that effectively is a critical component of a successful project leader.
How does one do that I like the word project leader because you didn't say project manager. So it's a leadership trait, absolutely.
It is. I think that it starts, first of all, it starts with, I think there's twofold it really starts with. One is, the more technical one is having clear and understandable goals. What your project's about, because it's something you can refer back to. It helps you, and then from there, the charter.
Okay.
And then you get into, the scope and the deliverables that you've defined for the timeline or the schedule. So starting with clear and understandable goals, working through your charter helps you work that accountability piece.
Absolutely.
It also comes back to, on the softer side, what's your role as a project leader? If it's to be safe and sit on the sidelines and I'm going to avoid conflict, I'm going to avoid getting into what I call messy issues, then you're only going to be a PM at a certain level of respect. It doesn't mean you go out and seeking conflict, but you're going to have issues that you're going to have to resolve. That's the need for a project manager a lot of times, is how do you collaborate, how do you coordinate, but you're going to find issues where, your priorities change.
Yeah.
How do you adjust that? How does it, and you're going to have a lot of times people issues. So I think the accountability, and you can't play it safe. So it's a softer issue in terms of understanding that, and then there's also the tools where you can put accountability. Accountability also comes into play like a racing, where you have who has the authority, who's an influencer. You can work through that and find out, make sure you understand who needs to know what, who the decision maker is, or decision makers are, depending on multiple aspects of your project. So that's key. I think that keeping things simple is like, and I'll use Agile again, but one of the things I like about Agile is it does increase accountability. It's easier, put it this way, to have accountability than maybe a waterfall, because you're asking individuals in a sprint, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What did you get done? What do you have yet to do? And what barriers do you have? And there's a little variation, because Agile does have some different flavors out there. But essentially, on those Scrum meetings, whether you do them daily or every other day, you're actually pushing accountability.
Absolutely.
Clarity, focus, and accountability. And so I like that methodology about Agile. But you could do the same thing in a waterfall. You just have to be very, very committed to having the things that are near term, not the things way out there. This project's going to be done in 18 months. What are the things we have to get done this week? What are the things we have to get done this month? And what's the planning and then the accountability that goes along with that?
Absolutely. And, this is a great point, because a lot of people, they think Agile is all about software, programming software. But you can be Agile in the way you think, even within a waterfall world.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
totally agree.
I think this is a great segue, folks. We're going to be moving into talking about the rise of Agile, or should I say, the coming of Agile. We're going to talk about that when we come back.